Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Adonis. Adonis is one of the most famous of mortal gods from Greek mythology. The Greeks actually borrowed the concept for Adonis from one of the many nearby Asiatic cultures of the Mediterranean, probably the Phoenicians. The name comes from the Semitic language, from Adon meaning Lord, Master. Adonis's purpose to the ancient Greeks is connected with other neighboring deities such as Osiris, Egyptian, Adad, Akkadian, and Tammuz, Sumerian. That is, he is an important part of the narrative explaining life and rebirth as well as fertility and vegetation. As with most mythologies, there are varying legends and tales surrounding Adonis in Greek tradition. The most common of these, however, revolves around the love between Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty and procreation, and Adonis. According to some traditions, Aphrodite stumbled upon the mortal baby Adonis and rescued him from his unsavory circumstances. Adonis had been the product of the unnatural love and incestuous relations between the king of Assyria and his duplicitous daughter. Aphrodite took the baby, hid him in a chest and entrusted her treasure for safekeeping to Persephone, queen of the underworld. When Aphrodite returned to fetch the child, she discovered Persephone had opened the casket, found the beautiful child, and refused to surrender him. Aphrodite appealed to Zeus, who decided that Adonis should spend half the year with Persephone in the underworld and the other half on earth with Aphrodite. This is how Adonis came to be regarded as the god of death and rebirth. While in the underworld with Persephone, Aphrodite mourns his absence by leaving the land infertile, fall-winter. It was said Adonis returned to Aphrodite at the first spring bloom of the red anemone flower. Adonis is also seen as perpetually youthful, extremely handsome and physically gorgeous. In fact, an Adonis is the general description for the perfect masculine specimen. The epitome of youth and beauty. Personality of the boy named Adonis. The number 8 personality has everything to do with power, wealth, and abundance. Somehow, this personality has been blessed on the material plane, but their authoritative and problem-solving traits provide evidence that their good fortunes are not just the luck of the lottery. They are well earned. This is the personality of CEOs and high-ranking military personnel. 8s are intensely active, hard-driving individuals. Success is only meaningful to them after a job well done. They are remarkable in their ability to see the larger picture right down to the smallest details, and organize a strategy around success. They then have the ability to direct a group around them toward any goal, and realize individual potential to get the most out of their team. Popularity of the boy named Adonis. Who can argue with a name like Adonis? The name is practically synonymous with youth and beauty. Actually, that may be the problem. You're setting the bar pretty high from day one if you name your son Adonis. It could be a lot to live up to. Just some cautionary advice you may want to consider. Adonis is representative of unreachable perfection, so the name would seem a little ironic on a boy/man who falls short of the expected physicality. We just felt that needed to be said, take it or leave it. Because at the end of the day, it's merely a celebration of love when parents name their sons Adonis, and who can fault that? Yes, we know others will consider this move a pretentious display of ego, but we see it as a supreme act of love. You could always consider Adonis as a middle name, or use Addy or Donnie as nicknames until your boy gets through the prepubescent awkward years. Even the Greek Adonis must have had those. The name made his debut on the male naming charts in 1993 and saw immediate yet brief success in usage. Adonis's sudden appearance on the charts in 1993 was owed to a University of Kansas basketball player Adonis Jordan, who came into the public eye when his team made the NCAA final for that year. After that brief frenzy of usage in the early 1990s, the name has since returned to low levels of usage. Only about 250 baby boys are given this Greek godlike moniker per year today. Sustainability of the name today is most likely owed to an increased interest in mythological names, especially among African Americans. Quick facts on Adonis. Gender, boy. Origin, Greek. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 697. Pronunciation, Adonis. Simple meaning, Lord, Master, epitome of youth and beauty. Characteristics of Adonis. Authoritative, problem solver, tenacious, wealthy, tough, powerful, achiever. Cultural references to the baby name, Adonis. Literary characters of the baby name Adonis. Adonis is the god of beauty in Greek mythology, and has come to be synonymous with a very handsome man. He has been celebrated in literature and art for centuries. There are many versions of Adonis' introduction into the tradition he occupies, but one generally known and accepted is that he is the result of an incestuous union between Myrrha and Theas, forced by Aphrodite, and that when the child was born, Aphrodite claimed him and gave him to Persephone for safekeeping. Persephone, also being struck by his beauty, refused to give him up, and Zeus had to arbitrate with a Solomon-like decision. He ordered Adonis to pass 1/3 of the year with Aphrodite, 1/3 with Persephone, and 1/3 wherever he chose. Adonis chose to spend 2/3 of the year with Aphrodite, so we know where his loyalties lay. Adonis was killed by a wild boar, said to have been the work of a jealous god, and he died in Aphrodite's arms. She took his blood and sprinkled it with nectar, creating a beautiful flower, the anemone, whose beauty is as fragile and short-lived as that of Adonis himself. Popular songs on Adonis. A song by Carole King, a song by Etro-Anime, Sweet Adonis, a song by Voice of the Beehive, Adonis Blue, Adonis. Famous people named Adonis. Adonis Jordan, basketball player, William H. Adonis Terry, baseball player,